Assalamu alaikum everyone. You join me here at ZABFM Digital for our program Youth Talk. Today I'm here with my classmates for our Ideology and Constitution of Pakistan's uh, class project. And I'm going to give you guys a short disclaimer. Please, whatever is said in this whole video, please take it as just a class project assigned to us by our teacher, Miss Mansoura. Today I have with me three guests. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
My name is Shaja Abrar.
I am Shifa Khurram.
And me, Sayyida Parsa.
Would you guys like to introduce your topic, like a small segment of it?
Okay, so today we are going to talk about Jinnah's speech of 11th August 1947, in which he talked about the sovereignty of the assembly in Pakistan, law and order, protection of life and property of religious beliefs and property, and how Pakistan is going to be formed.
That's really insightful. So going on to the interview, what are the main points that Jinnah emphasized in his speech?
So Jinnah emphasized the sovereignty of the assembly, law and order, protection of life, property and religious beliefs, elimination of corruption, welfare of the poor, and equal citizenship regardless of the religious beliefs.
That's really nice. My second question is for any one of you. Jinnah begins by calling this election the greatest honor he could receive. He immediately puts the assembly to work. He mentions two distinct roles for this group. Why was this such a heavy task?
It was a double burden. First, they had to, they weren't just writing a new constitution. They also had to start running the government using the temporary rules, so nothing collapsed. Jinnah reminded them that they had absolute power as a sovereign legislative body, meaning that no one else was in charge except themselves. So, yeah.
That's really nice.
As students, we should care about this specific phrasing, as Jinnah reminded them that they had absolute power as a sovereign legislative body, meaning that no one else was in charge except themselves. With the power came an urgent duty this was their first job, and the first job was to keep law and order strong so that every citizen's life is protected. Not just their life, but their property and their religion, their beliefs also stay protected by the state.
There was a point where Jinnah was debating the partition, right? Like, he acknowledged that it was being debated. What was his final judgment on the whole situation?
He believed that a united India could never work and would lead to a trouble disaster. He knew some people might disagree, but he wanted everyone to focus on the future instead of the past.
Okay, it's interesting that he mentions this after this decision was made. Why bring up the disaster of a united India then?
I think he wanted people to accept reality and move on. He said that now the main focus should be on the well-being of people, especially for poor. He wanted the nation to stop thinking about the past and start thinking about how to move forward.
Okay, let's talk about the obstacles. Jinnah identified three curses or poisons. Why did he say that, and why did he use such aggressive words to describe that?
So he identifies bribery and corruption as a poison that must be put down with an iron hand. Then there is black market, which he calls the crime greater than the biggest and the most grievous of crimes because it harms everyone. Finally, he targets the nepotism and jobbery, insisting that they must be crushed relentlessly.
Jinnah speaking to a room full of politicians, wasn't it a bit too bold to warn them about nepotism and bribery on their first day?
It is incredibly bold, but he knew that a new state is most vulnerable to these internal rot issues. He believed that if a state was going to be happy and prosperous, it had to be clean from the very start.
That's very thoughtful on him. This is a part of the speech where we often overlook the whole thing. Jinnah talks about why the subcontinent was ever conquered by foreign powers in the first place? What was his lesson from history?
He says that no power can hold another nation in subjection if that nation is united. So, like he mentioned, a nation of 400 million souls, referring to the collective state of the people, and points out that they were only conquered because of their own angularities. Like they weren't united together; they had no unity, and they had internal divisions, and because of them, it led to some foreign power to hold power against them. Yeah.
So his argument was that division is what leads to slavery.
um, we should learn from this. We should learn a lesson from this. He believed that if Pakistan remained divided by caste or creed or religion, it would never truly stay sovereign. Unity was just not a moral goal; it was a strategy to survive. Yeah. And if we didn't form unity with each other, it would eventually somehow lead to slavery.
This leads to his most famous declaration, break down the temple and mosques passage for us. Um, what does that mean? Like, did he mean that in the literal sense?
Jinnah told the citizen, "You are free. You are free to go to your temples, mosque, and any other place of worship." He strongly believed that religion, caste, or creed should have nothing to do with the affair of the states.
He says Hindus would cease to be Hindus and Muslims would cease to be Muslims in a political sense. How do we explain this statement?
He was not talking about the religion. He clearly said that faith is a personal matter for every individual. He was talking about equal citizen. He wanted everyone to be treated equally as a citizen of the state, regardless of their religion.
Jinnah closes with a personal pledge. He says he will always be guided by justice and fair play and complete impartiality. What does he end on? Why does he end on this note?
Because he knew leadership sets the tone. He promised to work without any partiality or favoritism. He believed that with the Assembly's support and cooperation, Pakistan could be one of the greatest nations in the world.
Is the present day constitution based off of the speech that Jinnah gave?
This is debated. The speech is often seen as Jinnah's vision, while Pakistan's later constitutions, especially the 1973 constitution, developed a more complex framework.
Okay, so 1973 constitution was the foundation. The foundation of that constitution was firmly on objective resolutions. The 1949 one that was passed after Jinnah passed away. And Jinnah's speech was more on secular side. He didn't mention that. I will talk about how in later constitution Pakistan was named as Islamic Republic of Pakistan, but Jinnah didn't believe on that. Yeah.
Comparing the first constitution with the recent one, which do you think is more true to the original speech?
There is no agreed answer. Now, some believe that Jinnah's speech supported a secular and inclusive state, while other believes that later constitutional development reflect the people's will. Yeah.
So we've wandered along with you guys. We've learned a lot. We've revised a lot for our topic, right? And for our final question, together with you guys, I would like to ask each of you for your personal takeaways on this topic as you've studied it deeply.
I think my personal takeaway and the most important message in the speech is equality, religious freedom, justice, unity, welfare of the poor, and strong stand against corruption and favoritism in our country to make our country stronger.
Jinnah said that you guys are free to go to your worship place and state आपके religion से कोई मतलब नहीं है. That's it.
My personal takeaway from the speech would be how he mentioned about equality, that every citizen is equal no matter what, and religious freedom, which was as we look in the past, Before partition, people were dying because only because they were following their religion. So religious freedom was very important to the people as well, and Jinnah talked about this mainly in the speech as well. And justice, even on the first day, like, he warned politicians. Many would say it was a bold move, but he warned politicians about that there would be no favoritism, that and also the three curses, jobbery, corruption. So he also talked about justice. He Now he also warned politicians. Now many would say that this was a bold move, but he directly told politicians that corruption, favoritism, and personal gain would not be tolerated in Pakistan. And the three curses, which were bribery, corruption, and black marketing, and nepotism and jobbery, Jinnah considered them as serious threats to the new state. So the main idea was to serve justice and then unity. Now he also focuses on that because uh, in the past there was no unity between Hindus and Muslims and the people of state, and it only and somehow not finding unity between them led to some foreign power govern over them, some foreign power rule over them. So he strictly said that unity should be our strategy, and he also mentioned that he would look after welfare of the poor and masses, and a strong yeah, that's it.
Thank you guys for your opinions and your insights. They were wonderful. I loved hearing about the whole speech of 1947. It really shows how much Jinnah thought and felt for the people, for the minorities of India that soon got their own country in Pakistan. And I'm so glad to be a Pakistani. And I'm really happy to have met all these people.
We loved you as our host as well.
Aw.
Thank you.
So, today we learned a lot. We learned about the 1947 speech that Jinnah gave before the independence of Pakistan. So, I've been your host here at ZABFM Digital. My name is Khadija Azam. I will meet you guys in the next episode. Bye!